All right. Well, good morning with Tech Talk here on Red Palmer's Radio, Vero's voice. This is our, I believe, fourth episode, and we're getting more into the gear of things. And we're still a bit of amateurish here, but hey, we're getting things going. So Tech Talk is hosted by ACT Computers, a very local IT company in town for almost 27 years. Been done this for a long time. And it's been my dream to talk about technology also. We always try to have some interesting guests on our talk show and also talk about newest technology. And so they have something to do with technology in their field. And today we're having our guest here, Sarah and Sarah, right?
Good
Yes.
morning.
Good
Thank
morning.
you for having us.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
You're welcome. And so what company are you from? What is the office?
So go ahead, Sarah, please. We'll have you go, and then
Yeah, go
I'll,
ahead.
if you want.
So I am with Wallman Instruments. I'm the
Uh-huh.
strategic account manager for Wallman Instruments and
Okay.
cover the whole state of Florida,
Uh-huh.
and had the pleasure of meeting Dr. Sarah Cadadaday
Okay.
and Panacea Eye Center from the beginning to now the completion and the opening starting next Tuesday.
Good. Wonderful.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. So I feel very lucky to be here with both of you because I would not have been able to do this venture without either one of you.
Thank you.
And make it run so smoothly. So yes, so I am Dr. Sarah, also known as Dr. Cadadaday, also known as Sarah. I am an ophthalmologist, glaucoma specialist. I've been in town for the last 8 years, practicing in town, Treasure Coast, Vero Beach, as a glaucoma specialist, and recently decided to open my own ophthalmology practice. So plan to start in 1 week.
Fantastic.
Solo practice, doing general ophthalmology, cataract surgery, and as a glaucoma specialist.
Wow.
So we are excited to be here to talk about all of the technology and how we integrate it with you.
Yes.
Again.
Well, thank you for coming. I'm glad to have you here. I've been to your office and we do your IT work, and I've walked around there last week, and it's beautiful.
Thank you very,
Very
much.
nice place.
Yes.
So,
And
yeah.
all of the cords look beautiful,
Yeah,
and
you can be very
everything's
proud.
integrated
Yes.
perfectly. So yes.
I wish you very good luck with everything.
Thank
and
you.
I know you'll be successful in Vero Beach. So,
Thank you.
we all work together here in Vero Beach, and I'm always very happy to promote local companies and businesses because they've done the same thing with me over the last
Right.
so many years. We all work
Absolutely.
together here.
I think that's the only way to do it in town.
Of course.
I
Of
mean,
course we
it's
do.
such a small town, and supporting each other is very
Right.
important. So
Right, exactly.
we've had a relationship for quite some number of years, and
Yes.
because of all of the great work that I had seen you provide to so many companies,
Right.
I had actually researched a lot of companies when I decided to go on my own, and I ended up coming right back to you. So
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. So we're going to talk about technology today, obviously. So I'm not going to bore everybody with numbers and 286 and Pentiums and all that stuff and IRQs and Windows. We're going to talk about, and we have something going on there, okay? And we're going to talk about basically what the eye care industry is using nowadays and how far we've come and all that technology that you see. So we all get our eyes examined. I mean, sometimes I'm lazy. I don't get it done for a couple of years. I think everybody's guilty of that, right?
Indeed.
I need to do it
It's
every
always
year.
important. But
What do you recommend? Every year, I bet?
so I do. The American Academy of Ophthalmology does have guidelines. If you don't have any eye issues, that you're not having any trouble seeing or any
Right.
past ocular diseases, we generally recommend every 2 years after the age of 40. But as you know, at the age of 40 or around 45, a lot of people have trouble seeing. Their arms become not long enough.
Yes, I have the same place right here.
And
It's
yes,
very sharp, and then
Yes.
now it's like, oh god.
yes. So that would be the time that I would
Yeah.
recommend coming in. So we always say to have an eye exam at the age of 40,
Okay.
and then every other year, but yearly after that, after the age of 60, once a year or
Okay.
sooner,
Wow.
if needed. And then other ocular diseases
Right,
obviously
right.
require more follow-up. But
Right, and many times, people don't even realize when their eyes are going bad. I've had the same thing myself, and I keep on looking through the bottom of my lenses because it's thicker, and then you see sharper, and you're like,
Yes.
oh, it's probably time to go, right?
Yes, we can fix that. We can definitely fix that.
Yeah.
And we're very lucky to have so many great optometrists in town
Yeah.
to work in conjunction. They're basically, the optometrists I really feel are the primary care doctors of eye care. And then if you do find any disease, the optometrist with you, then there's great specialists that they can refer you to, surgeons, or if there's any question, we're always available to help all of those
Wonderful.
optometrists.
Wonderful.
So.
Yeah, I remember myself, I didn't wear glasses until I was like 6 or 7 years old. And I remember...
Until 6 or 7.
Yes, and then I noticed I was sitting closer and closer in the classroom to the teacher, and obviously you don't want to sit that close to the teacher, that's not
Right.
cool. Then I was at my brother's place, and I picked up his glasses, and I looked through, and I'm like, oh my God.
The world is
Yes.
different.
There's texture on the wall. I can read things. Changed my life totally.
And even the lenses now compared to when you were younger, they're lighter.
Yes.
You know, that's another area that
Yeah.
technology advances
Right.
in, is the different types of lenses, the indices of refraction,
Right.
you know, how thick they are, contact lenses, all of that has advancing so fast in the
Right.
last decade, I would
Like
say.
what I'm wearing here, I started wearing these guys. I guess you know what they're called. I forgot the name. They're really lightweight. Huh?
The rimless titanium.
Yeah. They're very light, and I mean, you can hardly feel these things. Because I noticed wearing glasses that are thick and they push down on your face is terrible. Those I don't even feel anymore. So technology definitely moved ahead of everybody here. So when you come into your office, all of this equipment that we get to experience, nobody knows what this really is. Can you explain that a little bit, what all that
Behind the
is?
machine.
Absolutely.
Some of
So
it.
it's very efficient, very effective, and really enhances that patient experience. So when you embrace technology and you put the latest technology in your office that's fully integrated with your medical record system, it
Right.
just makes for a seamless transition for the patient to come in from the front of the office to the time they leave. It helps with all kinds of outcomes. It determines all kinds of medical diagnoses. We talked about how you go in for an eye exam for refractive care for glasses or contact
Right.
lenses,
Right.
but there's so much more to examining your eyes. You can detect a lot of medical diagnoses by just doing an eye examination. And Dr. Sarah has all the latest technology in her office
Yeah.
to diagnose and treat and do procedural surgical outcomes to make that experience
Right.
far
Like,
superior.
I was-
And that is now because of my very good friend Sarah Lavallo here,
Wonderful.
who has been very instrumental, no
Good.
pun intended,
Good.
on bringing all of the devices in. You know, as physicians, sometimes we're so busy that we don't always have the ability to test out the equipment and see what the best equipment is.
Right.
And I was in a very fortunate position where I had time. I had been researching this for a number of years. I met Sarah, and I had time to be able to set up the practice without seeing patients for a couple of months, train all of the staff with, mock patients, practice patients, so that we could all be very well versed in how to be able to implement these devices
Right.
to the best of their ability to provide the best outcomes.
Yeah.
And I mean, every couple of years, those devices are upgraded,
Yeah.
They are.
and we have, I think, the top of the
Nice.
line of all
was-
of the equipment right now.
I was amazed many years ago when I didn't even know that you could detect so many diseases and problems
Correct.
within the body through your eye.
Right?
That's
so
why
look
they say the
inside.
eyes are the window to the soul.
I guess so, yeah.
So medical doctors, ophthalmologists went to medical school. So
Okay.
we went through medical school. I think I had 14 years of schooling
Wow.
with fellowship. So undergraduate, medical school, residency, and then fellowship if you decide to do a fellowship, which I went and did a glaucoma fellowship. And I've been here practicing glaucoma for a long time. But all of the MDs, whether they're radiologists, primary care, cardiologists, have all been through and delivered babies, worked in the ICU,
Wow.
done general surgery, plastic surgery, urology, head to toe. So to be able to diagnose any condition that's systemic, head to toe, you need to be able to have done all of those things in
Wow.
medical school.
I didn't know that.
But now the instruments, the devices, help us.
Yeah, of
they,
course.
They advance that. And while I do not think AI or artificial intelligence will ever take over for a physician,
No, it helps.
it
yes.
makes things seamless and have more accuracy.
I'm a firm believer in providing the the company and employees and the staff with the best tools available.
Correct.
Like my staff, for example, if they need something to work on, I don't care really how much it costs. I do at the end, but I want to make sure everything is there to have the best product and make their life as easy as possible. And that's the same in your industry. You have to have that. So when it comes to
And I do know that because every time I've ever asked for something, it shows up
Yeah.
that day.
yeah,
so-
right away, yeah.
And
yeah.
that's exactly what Dr. Sarah
Yeah.
has done.
Mhm.
She's embraced technology
Right.
to enhance that patient experience, to present those excellent
Right.
outcomes.
But also with experience, because you have to have
Right.
experience and know what you're doing to
Right.
augment the technology. That's just an added bonus right there to
Absolutely.
work that together. So when it comes to these machines, when you have somebody walking into your office and get an eye exam, what's the first thing you do? What's the first thing that gets done?
Well, the first thing that we do is my staff will greet and look at the patient to
Oh.
assess the
Right.
patient.
Say-
Right? We
say
always
hello.
want to. We always want
Smile.
to. Yes, make patients feel welcome if they ever need
Right.
anything. And then whenever anyone goes for an eye exam, it's interesting because if someone has an appointment at 10:30, they automatically think they'll be seeing the physician at 10:30, and you don't. I've trained staff who are essentially my right and left hands all over the place who come and have been very well trained and do the pre-testing for patients. And those pre-testing equipments have become much easier now.
Okay.
We have integrated machines which will detect the shape of your eye, the prescription for you, and put you behind the foreopter, which is the click-click. Everyone knows the click-click.
Oh, yeah.
What do you like better, one or two, and they all look the same?
Yeah.
Right.
So those are all integrated into one system now,
Right.
so it makes it much easier for patients,
Wow.
especially if anyone has any physical limitations. We have, ADA compliant tables, making it very comfortable for people.
Right.
So that is what the first step is encountering the technician who will take a good chief complaint while the patient's here and then do all of the pre-testing prior to seeing me.
Right. Get these things
Yes,
out of the way
lots
first.
of images
Right.
that show little houses at the end of the road,
Right.
and then the equipment does all of the testing for
Right.
you.
And obviously nowadays everything is digital, so your files are kept
Yes.
digitally in the cloud.
Correct.
And the cloud is basically
Yes.
just, to our viewers here, cloud is just basically internet storage, online storage. So, but nowadays that's very safe, and the big benefit we've seen over the last, I'd say 10 years now, probably more than that, is everything being cloud-based for many businesses, not just your business, is that it's very secure if it's done properly, and then also you have your information wherever you go.
Exactly.
Right.
So
Right.
you don't have to have it all underneath your bed anymore, in the shoebox.
Right.
You have your doctor has it, and the next time you go to the office, they have it, and you don't have to keep all that with you. They know what's
Correct.
going on. the whole
Which
history.
for us, it also is helpful because it expands our ability to take care of patients outside of office hours.
Right.
So I have those patients' charts, and I can e-prescribe because everything's through e-prescription as opposed to paper now, anywhere at any time. So if
Right.
someone needs me, which I'm always available to my patients,
Good.
I can talk to them through the camera, through a very confidential and secured network through the electronic health record system,
Wow.
have a copy of that, and send and put information into the system whenever is needed.
Yeah.
So,
And the same with all the technologies, the OCT, the
All the
fundus
images.
imaging, the specular microscope, the topography results, the visual field.
Right.
So Dr. Sarah has the latest technology for visual field. Very efficient, very quick. It's not the long tests that people remember.
Right.
It's not the older technology that people remember. It's 1 to 3 minutes
Wow,
for
that's quick.
testing, which is cut down significantly on the time,
From the 15.
which has enabled those tests to be done much quicker and much easier for that patient experience.
Right.
So they feel comfortable doing the test, they won't feel that it's as long, and they'll be happy that they've chosen Dr. Sarah for their eye care needs.
Good. Great.
I'm going to take her with me everywhere.
That's great. Yeah. Well, good duo, Sarah.
Sarah, Sarah.
You know, the other thing about being paperless now is that it's difficult to get paper.
Yeah.
It's difficult to have business cards made, envelopes, paper distribution because of everything that has happened with COVID. So
Right.
Right.
everything is shifting to an electronic digital world.
Yes, I think that finally the paperless office that they promised us like 30 years ago
Is actually happening.
is happening. Yes.
Yeah.
And that will force technology to advance even quicker, I think.
Because for the longest time that wasn't happening. It was going backwards. We had, more digital files and more paper on top of that.
Right.
So,
And I think from a medical standpoint, that may even prevent, spread of infection. It's less contamination of things, passing things back and
Of
forth
course.
between people. even our four-opters, so the click machine that you check glasses on, that's digitally integrated into our office now as well. So
Wow.
instead of me sitting in front of you, coming within 3 feet of you, I can sit all the way across the room and do the same thing so that we can stay protected if anyone
Right.
has any health conditions which puts them
Right.
in a compromised position.
And it's nice having all that being very secure on the
Correct.
internet.
Yes.
So it's all encrypted, and so you don't have to worry about these things anymore.
Yeah,
I think
sure.
ours is double encrypted with you,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah, your company did a great job.
And then also to talk to you about the AI. We mentioned that a little bit.
Yes.
That came up there. With artificial intelligence, so everybody knows that's everywhere nowadays. I mean, you have it in your home, from Google Home to Alexa. Everything is AI based, and it's getting more and more and more. When it comes to your equipment, what is actually AI? Is it like the recognition helping out the doctor to look at the eye diagnosis and say, okay, there's something that we should be looking at further, or what does the eye do? AI, does it enhance the picture? What does it do?
Well, there's a lot of ways that AI can be integrated with the newer technology. It's when you have the older technology that you can't enable that
Right.
partnership with AI.
Right.
So you really need to embrace the technology, and that's exactly what Dr. Sarah has done.
Right.
So with the OCT, with the fundus imaging, with the visual field, all of these imaging devices can be integrated in the future with AI.
Right.
So, we're there, we're ready.
Right.
When we want to go to that level, we can.
Right. But nobody has to be scared about AI stuff
No.
because there's still a
No.
doctor involved. He's looking at
Exactly,
the final
exactly.
say so, because
Right.
that's the human eye that
Yes.
it's the best thing, in their opinion. AI is just there to
Right.
augment and help out. That's all it is.
It's just tools to be successful.
Right.
And that's basically helping the doctor be successful in enabling and interpreting and evaluating the treatment and plan and procedure and surgical outcomes for that patient that's coming in to see them.
Right.
Because ultimately they want the best care possible. And this equipment will allow that to happen, and the physician will take that equipment
Right.
and enhance it. And that's why
Exactly.
Dr. Sarah is who she is.
Well, for me, I think the most important thing always is about the patient,
Right.
right?
Uh-huh.
So a computer cannot tell you what to do unless there's some kind of built-in algorithm about what patients like to do.
Right.
What is their life about?
Right.
What hobbies do they have? What is
Right.
their profession? Where do they like to hold things?
Right,
So
of course.
the AI, I think, has really advanced things where it makes the patient experience in our office more enjoyable. You're not there for as long. So in the past, we used to use the devices and have to manually operate every single device. So there was
Yes.
a lot of error
Adjustments.
because
oh,
it
yeah.
was operator error. And now you sit in front of the machine moves for you. Now, if the image isn't good, the doctor comes in and says, it's not good, let's retake this, something's not right. But it enhances that experience and integrates everything to make it more
Right.
efficient
Right.
so that we can be more successful as a society and not sit in the doctor's office for 3 hours.
Right.
So,
Yeah, it's everywhere. I mean, I read a lot about AI, and I'm very into it, obviously, in my profession, because we use it in my shop, too. We see it on a daily basis.
Right.
Interacting with devices. I mean, everybody has their phone now.
right.
That's the biggest AI device you have around with you, close up
Right.
to you, on your body all the time. But these systems are getting more and more advanced nowadays.
There is I don't think it's quite perfected yet, but the visual field, the virtual visual field, would you like to talk about that?
So the visual field that we have in the office can be viewed on review stations outside of the office.
Okay.
So you can have the review station, Dr. Sarah could be in another state, in another country, and pull up that software and see that image and see
Right.
that technology from wherever she
Exactly,
is.
wherever you are.
Right. So they do desktop, in-office visual fields, and then they also have the headsets. So the headsets are where that AI is coming into
Right.
view.
VR headset.
Right,
On the
so
phone.
it's a VR, so you can actually do it remotely and have the patient take the headset home and do visual fields from home.
Right.
And they'll send the reports right to the practice. So
amazing.
the technology is advancing all the time, and the more we embrace it, the more we can just give better care for our patients.
And live longer.
Live longer
Longevity.
and have
Yeah.
happier lives. So that's really what we want to have happen, and if we can focus on your success and help you better with Wallman Instruments, that's what we want to do.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely here
Yeah.
to support the industry and to
Yeah.
support everybody in the ophthalmology, optometry, and optical eye care field.
Right. Yeah, it's just amazing to me. Think about future, what it's going to be like 10 years from now.
Right.
The technology.
I
It
think
moves so
it's
fast.
exponential.
Right.
Exponential.
Right.
What is your, I would say, of all of the AI that is out there right now, what are your 3 biggest interests, or where do you think things will take off in 3 areas?
Well, I think the personal assistance, that's going to be even, I would say, even more intelligent, and sometimes I think even more creepier, I think. Because there are now reports of, obviously some AI versions almost becoming sentient and almost scaring the, the employees of these companies. We don't know about this is really true or not, but it's getting to the point where they're trying to fool people almost, where the AI can mimic a human person. So they have to pass a certain test, and when they pass that test, you can't really tell. And so we have to kind of think about, there's lots of things about that in the past, about, science fiction with Isaac Asimov and stuff like that, about, how do we define consciousness? Is it going to come to a point one day where we can't tell the difference anymore, and then what do we do, right? Nobody really knows, right? So, but right now we're at the point basically where the technology is allowing us to have something powerful that helps us out on a daily basis. I mean, now in your phone, you have more technology in your phone than you had in your computer, 10 years ago.
Right.
Much more than that. And it's just getting smaller, more compact. There are computers coming out that are basically not working with really just the physical hardware anymore that we used to. Quantum computers.
Yeah.
I just read about that.
Yeah.
That's been going around. When these are coming active and actually be able to be used, that's going to be another leap that we're going to take much further than what we have right now. Because the limitation I see now is in the physical hardware. We've come so far, but there's a point where the hardware can't handle it anymore.
Right.
But it's amazing what's out there. So, yeah. But yeah, keep on going. Nice interview.
I'm just trying to know what to invest in.
Yeah.
So that I can.
Well, it's also when you think about all these big companies out there, with Meta, for example, which is Facebook's new name. Weird name, I think, but hey, that's what they picked. But it's they're investing heavily into VR,
Right.
into Internet 3.0, they call it. And I'm doing the same thing when it comes to my company, because we know it's coming. I mean, we actually have 3 VR headsets in the store people can try out,
Right.
and equipment to run it properly. And I see it now where it's being in every industry, from your industry to, let's say, a car showroom where you walk in, you can look at your car in different colors. Before you order this thing, you know what it is.
Yeah.
Eyecare, has a kitchen simulator where you can look at stuff like that. Yes. Yeah, he's telling me something. What? Break. Oh, break time.
Oh, break time.
Ah.
ACT Computers is your local full-service computer center serving individuals and businesses since 1995. Our strong continuing commitment to quality products and professional service is truly reflected in our everyday work. We want our customers to be satisfied with their purchases to establish a very good, long-lasting customer relationship. The computer industry is becoming more and more crowded every day. With technology moving faster and faster, one important item seems to disappear: commitment to customer satisfaction. We personally answer all our phone calls during regular business hours. You will be talking to a very qualified technician, not a phone answering service or automated system. Our specialties include computer repair, virus removal, networking, 24-hour turnaround, custom-built computers, servers, backups, cloud computing, notebooks, netbooks, ultrabooks, troubleshooting, IP cameras and security, and our store is located at US 1, 1525 US 1, Vero Beach, Florida. Call 772-567-7888. That's 772-567-7888. At Computers, committed to our customers.
Okay, and we're back on, and I think we got 5 minutes, right? That's all we got.
Oh, that went fast.
Yeah.
See, I told you, it was very fast. I mean, you just fly
We
right
could stay
through.
for another 30.
No. Plus,
Have to get back to work.
need some air in here too. It's hot today. I mean, the air conditioner's just going cranking here. But anyway, thanks for being here with me.
Thank
It's
you.
great. I wish you good luck with your business.
you.
Thank you.
So tell me a little more. Where are you located? What's your address?
So Panacea Eye Center, located at 1037th Place, Suite 101.
Okay.
That's just behind Perkins, off of 20th Avenue, or 20th Street,
Okay.
across from the hospital.
Okay.
So one building to the right
Okay.
of Perkins behind that. So
Wonderful.
yes, in the same building as Dr. Colgan, who's an oral surgeon.
Yes, Andrew.
And yes, Andrew
Yes.
Colgan and Dr. Presley's.
Wonderful. Yeah,
Yes.
good place to be.
So yes, very
And
good.
how can somebody get a hold of you? What's your
So
information?
our phone number is, makes it easy, because the phone number is 772-758-1000, just like the address 1000.
Okay.
And we do have the phones open at this time.
Okay.
We are opening July 1st to
Good.
start seeing patients.
And
So.
when it comes to the website, what do you have?
Our website is panaceaeye.com.
Okay,
So spelled
good.
Panacea, and Panacea is, it essentially means remedy for all ills.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah,
I was wondering
so
what it
we
was.
thought about that. Yeah, so our website is panaceai.com.
Wonderful.
And, you know, while Panacea does mean a remedy for all ills,
Mm-hmm.
I came up with this name because with glaucoma, there is no cure for glaucoma, right? So with my glaucoma patients, what I do is I prevent the vision loss from becoming worse.
Mm-hmm.
I keep them stable where they are. And so what we need to realize about everything, I think, in life is that we have other modalities to be able to cure things.
Yes.
Right? So remedies aren't always just, let's fix it. Remedies are sometimes you need to look at the bigger picture and find out what else we can do. So
Yeah.
we work with our patients all around,
Wonderful.
not just with their eyes.
Yes.
Because I am essentially a doctor of the body, but I treat the eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And I really try to care for my patients in whatever lifestyle they have. So that is where we are located, and that is what we do. And Sarah
Wonderful.
Lavallo with Wallman Instruments,
Wallman
who
Instruments.
has been
Yeah.
fantastic and wonderful out of Tampa.
Yes,
Tampa.
and I
Wow.
cover the whole state of Florida,
Okay.
so I'm available to help any ophthalmologist, optometrist.
Okay.
And California.
And what is your
And
what is your
California.
contact? Because we have 2 minutes.
727-254-6427,
Okay.
or slavallo@wallmaninstruments.com.
Wonderful. Now you're going to get some spam email, right?
There we go. I'll look forward to Vero
I'll be the
Beach
first one.
email.
I have a feeling she'll be back.
Wonderful,
So-
wonderful. Yes, thank you for being here.
Yes.
We have a minute and 20, I believe, and that's it. We're out of here. Again, Jürgen was ACT Computers, and next week we're going to have another episode. We're still deciding who's going to be on, but it's going to be a guest again talking about technology. Also, I just want to plug an event next week. It's the Inner Business Expo. It's on the 23rd at the Intergenerational Center. That's on Oslo Road. We're going to be there with 2 tables. And it's a nice event to go to for the whole day, really. We're going to be there for the whole day because we have to. But it'll be fun. Yeah, so stop by there, and it's fun to be. And for also my company, we're doing a lot of work lately. Also, we started just offering cell phone repair. So I'm giving a little plug for that. We
Good.
The hours of the IG Center.
Yes, IG Center, exactly, yes. IG Center,
hours.
oh, yes, the hours. It is from 9:30 to 4 at the IG Center, exactly. Thank you so much. Anyway, was that it? I think we'll say goodbye. We've got a couple of seconds, and thank you so much.
Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Thank you for
Thank
having
you.
us.
Thank you.
Thank
So
you.
wonderful
Pleasure.
working with you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yes,
Thank you.
thank you.
And that's out of here too. Thank you.